Hello YouTubers, and I'm really excited about this. This is my unboxing of a Super Nintendo Classic Mini. I've been waiting years for this, for Super Nintendo was the first console I ever owned. I remember getting it on Christmas Day with Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart and Super Soccer, and an extra controller. I was 9 years old at the time, and before that the only gaming experience I had was on my Game Boy, where I mainly played Super Mario Land, another great game. So the box is very similar to the original, with a picture of Mario and Yoshi on the front and 20+1 games. The extra one game being Star Fox 2, which was never released on my Super Nintendo. Mainly due to worries that it would overshadow the upcoming N64, with the launch of Super Mario 64, one of the best 3D games of all time. So anyway, here we have the console. I'm going to pull out the inner box now. It's quite tight, but let's have a look when this comes out. And in the top you can see you've got some instruction manuals, pretty standard. What I did notice is we don't get the little poster. If you remember, the old games used to come with posters you could pull out, stick on your wall. I believe the American version came with the poster. The UK European version doesn't, but there we go. Then we have the controller. The controller feels very similar to the original. It feels to me possibly a little more matte. I'll have to dig my old one out of the loft to see how they compare. But it looks and feels like a Super Nintendo controller, exactly how you'd want it. Buttons are just as clicky. Really good. So let's have a look what else we've got. So we've got a second controller. I won't unpackage that, it's exactly the same as the first. And then we've got the console, which I'll get out in a minute. We've got a micro USB cable. Doesn't come with a brick, so you need to supply your own. You get plenty of modern mobile phones, an HDMI cable. And here's the console itself. Let's put the packaging away, and here is the Super Nintendo Mini, and it's really small. If you put it next to a controller, it's pretty much the size of two original SNES controllers, so it's really mini. It's a lovely looking console. Got the on-off switch, reset, which resets it. Obviously the eject and cartridge flaps don't work. And on the back you've got the HDMI port and the micro USB for giving you power. The front, sadly, the controller ports don't work. So there's a flap for plugging in the two controllers. For one thing I did notice, even controllers cables are still quite short and you need to pull the console towards you if you're playing it on a TV across a room. So let's fire the console up and see what happens. So we're turning it on, you're greeted with a menu screen with all the different games you can play. You've also got display settings where you can choose the different settings, so pixel perfect, 4:3 or CRT filter, which makes it look like you're on a CRT screen. I usually play on the 4:3, and you've got different frames you can choose for the background, because obviously the games aren't widescreen, so you need to fill the background somehow. Options, you've got different demos you can play in the background if you're not playing it, and also a screen burn-in reduction setting to stop any ghosting. You've then got language settings, so pretty standard. Legal notices. You've also got a QR code for different manuals if you want to download a manual. So that's for settings. Now let's have a look at different games. So we have Super Punch-Out, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Yoshi's Island, Contra 3: The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Final Fantasy III, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, Secret of Mana, Street Fighter II Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World, Earthbound, F-Zero, Mega Man X, Star Fox 2, which I'm excited to play, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario RPG 11 to 7 stars, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, which we've already gone through, so there's the games. So now let's fire up a game, see what it actually looks like. So we'll go for Super Mario Kart, I think. There we go. When you load it up, you'll notice the two borders at the side, which I've selected earlier on. And the game starts up and loads exactly as Super Mario Kart I remember. All the options are the same, so I'll choose one player game here. And I'll just go for a quick time trial to see the game load and show what it looks like. So we'll go for Mario, of course. Or I actually think Toad was my favourite character for some unknown reason. A favourite course, which was Cooper Beach 1. Don't know why, I think it's because of the cool shortcut. But we have it loading up. And there you have Mario Kart. And it's brilliant. Once you finish your game, you press the reset button and that takes you back to the main menu screen. So at the bottom of the suspend point list, you can have multiple saves from the exact point where you finished playing, so you can pick up from there as well as a general in-game save. I'll show an example of an in-point, suspend point save that I made earlier on. So I think I was playing Super Mario World earlier on. So we go there, and there you go, that's from a point where I stopped playing, so whenever I press reset. One other thing I noticed is that when you turn the console off now, it actually shuts down. The original Super Nintendo obviously just turned off when you press the switch. This one actually shuts itself down. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my quick unboxing and initial look at the console. If you liked the video, please make sure you give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And be sure to check back the next few days when I'll be doing reviews on the games. Bye!